Well, next on the agenda, I've got to move this pile of mud, and then I've got to clear out this little patch of woods here, or just grown up brush. That little scrubby tree in there, I'll probably get rid of it. But what I'm wanting to do is that water's coming around the side of the road. You can sort of see that little swell there. I'm wanting to continue that water and let it run into the little drainage ditch or spring right here, versus being able to get out here and run out here in my bottom. So this time it came out and run and dumped a bunch of mud back in my detention pond or little detention area. You can see the mud that it deposited for that last rain. So I want to prevent that from happening. So anyway, let's clear some brush out of the way and cut a swale. Hey Brantley, just right up there along the road, just them big, the little bitty rocks you ain't gotta worry about. Just the bigger ones, just set it in the back of your buggy, haul them right down here and throw them off in that hole right there where them rocks at. I mean, just the big, if it's this big around, get it. If it's a little like that right there, pick those up, just put them in your buggy, drive them down here and throw them in that hole. Well, it looks like the sun's gonna rise again. So it's Saturday morning, and today we're gonna try to get some grass sowed. I've got a different colored tractor on the place today. I went out last night and picked my dad's tractor up. He's got a fertilizer spreader, seeder, that goes on the back of the tractor. So we got quite a bit of ground to cover today. So he's gonna come up here, I think, and help me spread some grass seed while I try to finish some of the touching up and grade work around the place. So I'm going to get the tractor unloaded, and then I'm gonna have to get some more of that erosion mat. I didn't buy enough the first time, and then got to get some more grass seed. So my dad's gonna run to town for me, and I'm gonna start slicking this place up and hopefully let's get it done today. Well, it may just be me, but it seems like every time I go to pull a trailer, there's a flat tire on it. And so, these little old tanks, that's my dad's. I pumped it up last night out of his house so we can take this thing to town. But those old boys that built this building, I think they were trying to spread those nails and screws around the building for me. I picked up screws up here for 2 hours one day, and still we've knocked down 2 or 3 tires. But anyway, we'll get her pumped up and unload this erosion mat, get him ready to go to town. I don't ever use the backup camera on my truck when I'm backing up, except for when I'm hooking the trailer up. Old Beauty here, she don't have a camera, so let's see how many attempts this takes. Well, it could have been worse. I left last night. I'd been working on cutting this swell in for the water to come down the driveway. That way I could route it instead of it coming down through here and going into the bottom. I wanted to cut me a swell to where it'd go over there and run into the drainage ditch, but I was clearing off the memory card last night and realized I didn't even have the camera on when I was taking the trees down and actually doing the clearing, so you can tell I'm a rookie. But anyway, got all that cleared out of the way, and this was wet where I dug it in last night, so I'm gonna have to get back in here and touch this up. I got it cut up, so it ought to dry up here in a little bit, but I'll get this fixed and we'll get the erosion mat down through here, and that water should work its way right through here into the drainage ditch and keep from going out in here and washing, you know, through my bottom. So anyway, I'll get to probably get that land plane or yard box on the tractor once it dries up, and I'll go through here and kind of get it feathered in and touched up. But we should be able to send the water there instead of out in here. So I got a little dirt to touch up right over here around the end of my little detention area. Wife and mother-in-law and kiddos come up here last night and picked up a bunch of them rocks along the road, so that saved me some time. So let's go up here and unload the rest of this erosion mat. I knew when old Santa Claus brought this Jeep to the kids this Christmas that he was thinking ahead and it would be useful. So it's going to be my drag puller. So I've just got this wire mesh that you put down in concrete, strapped a 4x4 to it, just enough weight, but where I run that tiller, I've got some of the ridges in between it. So after I sow my seed, I'm hoping that I'll be able to drag this behind it and just pull them little ridges out, and we'll get her slicked up. So let's give it a little test here and see how it's going to act. We had all this ground broke up, ready for grass seed. Then it rained and it's got everything packed back down, so I'm just having to take this tiller and loosen that top couple inches up. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have one of these quick hitches, you need to invest in one. They're pretty handy. All right, I took my little hot rod drag there and sort of knocked the edges down. Got my dad up here, he's throwing the seed to it. My sister come up and helped me today. And then Levi, he come back up to help as well. So they about got all the matting put around the pond. So we got this ready to sow. Got my little swell cut in over there. And then I've got it ready going up the left side of the driveway. I'm gonna go down now and work on the other side of the driveway down here around where the little drainage ditch is and where I put my drain in the bottom. I've got to get it, take the land plane, and we'll knock it down and drag it down, and then I've got to rebuild that bank there where the flood washed me out. So I got to take the excavator down there and move some dirt around and get that ready for seed as well. This little spreader here on this tractor saves a lot of steps. We sort of played around with the adjustment on the back of it. We decided to go with a smaller hole and just make more passes. Looks like it's doing a pretty good job.